wonderful people, and welcome to Wild Moments brought to you by explore.org. I got so excited to see Kelly shaking her hands. Hi, Kelly. How's it going?
Hi. Hi, Trish. Yes, I'm really, really well. Good to see you. What have you been up to? Are you well?
I am well. Thank you for asking, Kelly. We had a short discussion earlier, and you know what? I'll tell you all. I'll tell you all what happened. I ate too much nutmeg this morning. That's what happened. Um, but everything is fine now. You can go Google. You can go Google that afterwards. Anyway, welcome to Wild Moments, powered by explore.org. Everyone is well and happy and ready to go through some of the coolest clips we've had over the last week or so. And that's what Wild Moments is about. We're just looking at some really cool clips, some really wild moments. And as usual, we are live and interactive, so you can send through questions and comments. I already see that there's a whole lot coming through. Before we start our first clip, let's have a quick hello to everyone. Andy, hi Andy, you say good afternoon. Oh, Andy has some options for us, Kelly. Thick pancakes, panakuk, or waffles. But you can only choose one.
Ooh, pancakes, but can I have cream and chocolate sauce?
Ooh. Now I'm gonna go for waffles, ice cream and chocolate sauce. Maybe some strawberries on the side. Andy, you know the way to our hearts, don't you? Bob from Kalamazoo. Oh my goodness, Bob, you've arrived early today. You say, hello, Trishala and Kelly. Thank you for your time and your knowledge. Our pleasure. Thank you for joining us, Bob. Aussie Jan, too. You've got your coffee in hand. So you've got a coffee break and you say good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Aussie Jan, too. How's the fires going? Let us know if everything's okay. I haven't been keeping up, but let us know. Andy, you say, today is World Jump Day. Please remind everyone to stay in their seats. Everybody please stay in your seats. Kelly, please, make sure you're seated. We don't want to disrupt, the movement of the earth with World Jump Day and everyone jumping at the same time. Nope. And then Suki V, you say hello to you, a glorious summer's day there. That's lovely. Jirel, you say good morning, Trish and Kelly. You're so happy to be here with us, and you've got your delicious cup of Java, and you're smiling. Nice to hear it. Dear NC, you say good morning from Seattle, and you're ready with your coffee. Glenda Newman Craft, you say hello from Indiana with your Diet Mountain Dew. Yes, very nice. Okay, 3 more, and then we get to our first clip. Rolling Trouble, you say hello, Trish and Kelly from Washington. You've got your coffee and your water. Love it. Jasmine 57, you say hi, Trish and Kelly from Arizona. Hot 114 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 days. Jasmine, today I was just thinking, and I know obviously I'm spoiled. I'm South African, so what I could think of as cold and wintry is not average, but it's only like getting up to like 18 degrees. I mean, one day we had 22 degrees Celsius, and today it looks lovely outside, but the air is so chilly. And I was just thinking to myself, and it's gonna sound very sad, but there I was lying on the floor in a patch of sunshine with all the windows closed because that one patch was so warm. And I was thinking to myself, how much easier life is when it's warm. I don't want to remove myself from that patch, but anyway. It might have been in the morning when I was experiencing some effects from the nutmeg, but anyway, we'll get that.
Maybe.
Jan, you say good day from a very hot Arizona as well. Lots of water and tea. Now, in my family, so I'm not sure if you know about the history of Indian people in South Africa, but Indian people have come to South Africa and lived in South Africa for many, many generations. So I'm a 4th and 5th generation South African. But one of the things that Indian families love to do on a hot day is drink hot tea, because apparently it'll make you sweat and then evaporative cooling will take over and you will get cooler. At least that's what the aunties don't tell me about evaporative cooling. They just say, drink the hot tea. And then the rest you kind of work out. Anyway, It's lovely to catch up with all of you. Let's head into our first clip. Okay, so we're paying attention here to the Rosie's pan female, which is the leopard we're looking at. We're paying attention to her belly. Apparently, oh, it is looking a little bit heavy.
That does look quite low, hey?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad you pointed it out because it's so difficult to be able to tell with cats the difference between a belly that's just been distended from overeating and that of pregnancy. But one of the finer things you could look at is the position of the fat belly. And like you said, this is further back.
Mm. And it almost looks like from this angle, because those teats, those mammary glands will also start to fill, and it almost looked from that angle like there was sort of almost excess skin under there as well, which could give a clue to maybe milk filling those mammary glands under there.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the other thing I noticed is that the belly of, I mean, most of the cats is quite fluffy. But the thing is, you don't get the
Mm,
opportunity to see that fluffiness as much when it's just kind of hanging there. But when there's weight to push against it, that fluff is very obvious. And here, look how obvious that fluff is.
yeah, yeah, that's very obvious. Like you said, I totally agree, Trish. Often people say, "Oh, are they pregnant? Is it pregnant? Do you think they're pregnant?" It's very, very difficult to tell. It helps. I'm not sure how much. I don't know this leopardess from this area. I'm not sure if anyone's got any history on whether or not she's been seen mating or whether or not she's had litters or that sort of thing. That often helps in these situations to work it out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like with so many things in the bush, I mean, particularly when we're trying to ID an individual, we're not just looking at
Mm.
the spot pattern. We're also looking, is it male or female? How big is it? What area is it in? Who could it possibly be? And the same goes for pregnancies, right? We have to take in all this other information as well. So, I mean, maybe she has been mated. Well, if I had to
I
put
think we've
money
just
on it,
said it looks
not
like she's not
been
been
mated.
seen mating, but she had a cub last year, so she's been a mum before. That's one clue that maybe she could be again. Um, but who knows?
And I mean, also if she's had a cub last year, it's likely that whichever male it was may still be around. So even though we didn't see her
Mm,
mating, she could have still mated. But if I had to
absolutely.
put money on it, I I would say she looks pregnant.
I
What
would
do you
back
reckon?
you, Trish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would back you. Often if they've got a belly full of food, she doesn't look it looks sort of more down than out, if you
Yes.
know what I mean. And I
Yes.
I would go
Exactly.
more on the what appears to be from here rather than fat belly. I would look more at that looks like mammary glands to me, or signs of extended mammary glands. So I would go
Yeah.
yes.
Exactly. There, it's almost as if it the mammary glands get heavy and also get
Mm,
pushed by the fetus or the pregnancy. Uh,
mm.
and this, yeah, I would say she is, but we just have to wait and see. Exciting
How
stuff.
exciting. Yeah.
Very exciting. Um, oh, Rolling Trouble, you say, oh, you would love to see cubs. Wouldn't that just be amazing to see cubs on the Africams? That would be amazing.
Maybe one day she'll come for a drink. Her mammary glands will be nice and swollen. She'll come for a drink, and then tuk, 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 two little
Exactly.
cubbies will come following in as well. That's so cool.
And I also love when they're really small and their legs are very short, and then it feels like they can
Mm.
barely walk. Like, they're
Yeah,
so
they
close to
like
the
slink
ground.
the whole time. Yeah.
See, Kelly and I are getting excited already, and we don't even know if we can't positively say she's pregnant. But anyway, that's where we put our money. A quick few more hellos. Trainer Matt 51, you say good morning, all from North Carolina. You've got your iced coffee in hand. Like it. Mr. H UAE 87, you say hi Trishana and Kelly. We have coffee and cookies. Also a very good combination. I'm liking the dessert route right now. We're going for sweet.
Very. I've got a very sweet tooth. I actually had I was out last night very briefly for some food, and I went and got an ice cream. And everyone said, "Are you having ice cream before dinner?" I said, "There's not many bonuses to being a grown up, but this is one of them." And yes,
Yes.
I am.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll back you for ice cream any day. Ice cream is, I love ice cream. I can have it at any time of the day. And now I am a big grown up girl and I can have it. No one's going to say anything to me. They can
Exactly.
try though. Anyway, let's move on to the next clip, which is a really curious one that I'm dying to see. We haven't seen it yet, and it's of a slender mongoose. Hello, Slender.
Ooh, what's that? Ooh. Oh, it's
It's
quite a
it's a yeah.
is
That's
that
about the
that's a
same
cat,
size
that's
as
a
the
fish.
mongoose. Yeah.
What a score. What a fabulous meal.
So a little bit of history. So Custis told us that um, this catfish was killed by a saddle-billed stork uh, about a day before this slender mongoose got to it, and it's just been lying there. So the slender mongoose got lucky, and it's not, if you read books, it's never going to say to you, and usually the mammalian books have quite a wide range when it comes to diet, but you're never going to get slender mongoose eat catfish. Although, why not?
What a fabulous sighting though. I love watching this from these cameras is just so amazing. How often for every 100 slender mongoose you see, maybe two of them, you actually get chance to observe them. The rest are just
Yes,
crossing the road and gone. But how nice is this that, this animal's not disturbed and we're just, I mean, it's look how it's pulling it a little bit and then it stops and looks around for danger, has a sniff. It's so nice to be able to watch behaviors using these completely unintrusive cameras.
exactly. And this, we would never, ever be
No.
able to have a sighting like this in person. Never.
The longer
The
I've watched things and read books and things, I use books for, I've started using more obscure books and I enjoy look at the beautiful colours on that mongoose. I enjoy observing things because there's so much that isn't in books. You just can't, there's so many it depends and we're not sures and I don't knows and things like that in nature. And I enjoy it. I really, really do enjoy that side of things.
Oh yeah, it just, it, in a way, when you see these things and like you say, you enjoy the kind of puzzle of it and observing it, it kind of, it tickles both the learning and scientific part of the brain, but also the like imaginative part. Oh,
I wonder why the saddle-billed stork didn't eat. Look at that. That's interesting. He's eating the fins first.
yeah.
I wonder if he can open that. Okay, I'm sure he can open that. Okay. I see Kim Hai
Yeah.
just said hello. How sharp are their teeth? Pretty sharp. But I wonder why he's chomping those fins off. I wouldn't have thought they would be the most nutritious bit. But I'm sure he can get in
But
there,
I
can't he, Trish?
suppose I'm sure we could. I mean, it does look quite dry and stiff, but maybe the fins, just from like a tactile perspective, the fins are already sticking out, so it feels like something you can
Mm.
grab onto more readily. But Kim Hai, there's no, that mongoose will definitely be able to get through the flesh of the fish, no problem.
I wonder why the stork
Um,
didn't eat it. Did Kirsty tell us?
yeah. No, no. I mean, gosh, who knows why it didn't eat it? But I suppose it's a score for the mongoose, regardless. I don't know. Maybe have you ever seen? I have seen saddlebull stork leave fish that they've killed. I mean, I've seen it once, and it only happened to do it when so it was, when they try to stab the fish or they catch it and then they move to the shore, and then they
Mm.
get it onto the shore and then they try to stab and stab and stab. Um, but it kept jumping, so getting further and further and further and further away from the dam, and then it kept getting sandier and sandier and sandier, and I didn't know if maybe that's why it left it, but I'd only seen that once.
Maybe I think just said it tried, but it gave up. I wonder if it was a size thing or, um, but it's not often nature makes mistakes, but maybe it was a bit too big or something, or who knows? We'll probably never know the reasoning, and that's a score for the mongoose, and very interesting for us to try and work out.
Yeah. I also just wanted to mention, Kirst, if we could just go back to the clip just for one frame where the mongoose has already pulled the fish in, and then it's nice and in the sunlight quite close. I think it's somewhere around here. And Kelly, you mentioned it as well. We're looking at the coat of the mongoose. This is, ah, man, I thought it was. Oh, there we go. So if we look at the mongoose like this now, slender mongoose are the most defining feature that you're going to see is this black tip on the tail. That's going to tell you it's a slender mongoose. And I'm just letting you or refreshing this for you because sometimes it can be a bit difficult between the different mongoose. But look at the rest of the body. This particular mongoose almost has like a yellow undertone, this particular individual. And I point this out because with slender mongoose, they have a lot of variation. They can go from dark brown, like chestnutty brown, which is the type that I'm used to seeing, to completely almost blondie yellow. But it's that black spot at the end of the tail that's going to be your defining feature. So if you see a slender mongoose or you see a mongoose and it looks like the color doesn't really look dark brown as it should or as you've seen in the past, it could still be a slender mongoose. Just look out for the black tip on the tail.
I was going to also mention that, Trish. I was just trying to find a photo now. I didn't actually even manage to get a photo, but I actually saw slender mongoose at Swallow a couple
Yeah,
of months ago, and I think it was much fluffier and possibly darker, and I was really confused as to what it was. And there was actually I found out there was two different races of slender mongoose, even though it's still inside South Africa. And I'm sure it was darker. I know it was definitely fluffier, but I think I stopped and I went, that looked like a weird looking fluffy slender mongoose. And I went back to the reference books and it was a fluffy slender mongoose. But exactly as you said, it had that tip on the tail.
and there's tons of variation. I've seen pictures of
Mm.
like pure blondie looking ones. But anyway, that's just to help you out. Um, we will go through to the next clip. We've spoken quite a bit, but here we go. Father Time, hello Father Time. You're watching from Guam. Thank you for joining us. Oh, interesting. Aussie Jan 2, you're talking about the leopardess, the rosy span female. You say it could be the primordial pouch. Yes, it could be. Was her primordial pouch? One, you see it more with age, and two, you would have seen it previously. So if you've seen that pouch, that hanging pouch kind of look on her a couple months ago, then I'd say, yeah, maybe it's just her primordial pouch. Um,
Mm.
but this looks, apart from the actual hanging skin, which is when you see the primordial pouch, that's what you see. It's just this hanging skin and the underneath. If you're wondering what we're talking about, many cats, including your house cat, if you have one, will have a patch of skin or like a flap of skin in a similar area as you would see the pregnancy, like in the womb area. The exact nature of why they have a primordial pouch is not exactly known, but it's there. It's like a hanging bit of skin. But I would say that this is not her primordial pouch. I mean, it might be bits of it, but there's something else going on there too. Um, Rolling Trouble, you say yum score. Yes, that was a massive score. Anyway, on to the next one. We've got another very cool animal. One of my favorites, actually. I shouldn't even say that. One of my favorite nocturnal animals. It's a civet. So interesting.
Ooh, see, look at that. I'm always surprised. I've never managed to photograph a civet. I've had maybe 2 or 3 really good civet sightings. They are big.
Size, right? Yeah. So if you the animal that is very close to the ground, there is a jackal. Looks like a side-striped jackal. Now, if it were a black-backed jackal, you would definitely be able to see that kind of saddle on the back. We don't see that.
But look, that civet looks bigger. Oh, see,
Oh,
it's a little bit taller now. But they're. Come on, civet, go back and stand next to it. They're pretty much equally sized. It stuns me
yeah.
every time how big civets are.
It,
And look,
it's
it's just
it's
going to go back
crazy.
to sleep.
Oh,
Well, I never.
that it's not even the type of sighting I would have thought to put together. Like, oh, what would I like to see today? I'd like to see a civet and a jackal. I've never even thought about it.
I also wouldn't, if you'd said, what would happen if a civet and a jackal bumped into each other? I'm not sure I would have known what to say.
No,
I don't, th- I don't think I'd have guessed this. I would have assumed that they'd sort of not be over keen on each other and go their separate ways. But they just
yeah,
stood there fairly happily, and the jackal went back to sleep. I wouldn't have placed that as happening.
no. I mean, I thought they would have discussed. They would have detected each other before actually having come that close. But there you go. I just want to see the beginning of that clip again, please, Kirst. When they actually. There we go. Oh, shame. I
See,
think
look,
like both really got it right.
it was the civet that went forward. That surprises me as well. I would have thought, if anything, it would have been the jackal that was the more confident of the two.
Oh,
Huh.
whoa, that is so cool.
See, look, and then no one runs.
Yeah,
Everyone's sort of, okay, there you are. Hi,
yeah.
how's it
Didn't think it
going?
was
How's your evening
you.
going?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was you. Oh, hi. Oh, okay, sorry to have disturbed you like that, Mr. Jackal. I'll go this way. No
Seen any
worries. And
eggs?
then the jackal, yeah, seen any eggs? And the jackal goes, huh. Okay, well, that was quite stressful. I think I'm gonna lay back down here and go back to sleep. Unbelievable.
This is amazing. Oh. And now when that jackal stands up there, you can clearly see it's a side stripe. So you can see the
Yeah.
stripes on the side.
Hmm.
Tim, you'd like to know, what do civets eat? Meat? Yes. Civets will eat anything they can get their mouths on. Now, I don't know how long you've been watching the cams for Tim, but which cam was it? There was a civet that would continuously eat this clutch of eggs, this blacksmith clutch. It would just all the time the clutch would be eaten. Kirsten's going to tell me which cam it is now. Nkoro. And this is at the Nkoro cam as well. Yeah, so a civet would continuously come and eat the eggs. Now with eggs, it's a little bit difficult because everybody wants to get some eggs. Everybody. It's just this beautiful, nutrient-rich, protein-packed little vessel. But also, yeah, civets will go around hunting little animals. Particularly, they like invertebrates, things like millipedes. Oh, Bill Grooms, you made it. Welcome. You say good morning from South Carolina. You're late as usual. That's okay. We're very forgiving to you on today, World Jump Day, as we were alerted. I hope you're jumping about, Bill Groom. Anyway, let's head over to our next clip. You know I love hyenas. And now we have 2 hyenas. Oh my goodness. This is the striped. And lurking in the back there is my animal best friend, the spotted hyena.
Have you ever seen a striped hyena, Trish? I can't remember if we've had this conversation.
Never, never,
No, me
not even
neither.
ever in that place. Oh, we've got
They're quite.
two.
Ooh, ooh. Oh,
Oh,
is that a lion that's just turned up? Oh, yes. That would be a yes.
is it?
Ha!
Oh, ah. Okay. We need to once this clip is
I
over,
think
we
I'd
need to
like to
go
watch
back.
that again.
Yeah.
A
So I thought it was another
striped hyena.
hyena that.
I think it was a lion.
No,
See,
you're
but they're
right
both
because
looking the other way. They're both looking at something off to the right by the looks of it. And that lion does not come from the right.
Mm-mm.
Oh, he was laying there
Oh,
all along.
yes. Oh, yes. Oh my goodness.
How did that spotted hyena? Oh, see, things like this again. Oh, all the books say they can smell blood trails from 4 kilometers and all the rest of it. That lion was laying right there. It looked like, did you agree? It looked like it was laying flat, and the
Yeah.
hyena just sort of didn't see it or smell it.
But the thing with spotted hyenas is
He looked
I often find
like
that
he,
yeah, it really doesn't look like it's paying attention in the direction of the lion.
and then I think
But
it
this,
pans just a little bit, and you see those lion's eyes that are down quite low, and then it jumps up. I think.
yeah.
Watch to the right level with a hyena. I could be wrong. Yeah,
Oh
look,
yeah,
look. And then it stands. Yeah,
very
then it
low.
stands up.
Yeah,
I think it was there. Oh,
all along.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah. Or maybe he was down a hill a little bit. I'm not sure. But either way, it snuck up on that hyena.
Oh, but there's been many a time when I see hyenas following the trail of a predator and then just acting like the predator's not there. I think it's very cool of them, to be honest.
You think they actually know they're just being really hard?
Yeah, yeah. I think they're just like, like, oh, I'm not desperate. What? Leftovers? No. That's what I think. But I mean, it's maybe the scent of the lion pulled the hyena there, but it didn't actually realize that the lion was crouched down there.
Hmm.
Whatever it was, that was an insane interaction. I mean, that's a sighting of dreams, really. To have a striped hyena, spotted hyena, and then a lion come out of the darkness.
Those striped hyenas, they're very interesting looking animals. I think they're fascinating. I'd love to see one. I've never seen one.
Oh goodness, we have 2 more minutes left. Quick. I'm like, should I do another clip? Should I go and look at the comments? Quick comment. Mr. HUAE87, you say you see lucky both hyenas. Yes, it is very lucky to see both hyenas. It's crazy lucky. And Tim, you would like to know, how do you think the striped and spotted hyenas would interact if they actually had the opportunity to? Um, I would I would guess that the spotted hyena would be more dominant. That is my guess. And I'm going to validate it by one. I know that they are more dominant over other hyena species. I don't know specifically striped hyenas, but I know they are more dominant over other hyena species. And on
Mm.
top of that, because they're social, they are interacting with other individuals a lot more, and that's usually a good indicator of whether they will be dominant in interspecies interactions as well, if they are already social animals. What do you think, Kelly?
My gut would agree, but we just saw a jackal and a civet have a little nose
That's
sniff,
true.
and then the jackal went back to sleep. So I'm like, what do I even know anymore? They might nose sniff and settle down for a cuddle. Who knows?
I like it. All right, with 1 minute left together, let's have a quick look at our last clip. It's a cool elephant interaction. Oh.
What's going on
Oh.
here?
Uh, I don't. I,
I don't know.
I thought they were going to spar for a moment, but
Then I was
no,
able to
maybe
sit
it
down.
wasn't. Yeah.
See, this, I wonder if it's anything to do with I know when domestic dogs play, if they're interacting and one of them wants to not make the other one angry or just wants to be gentle and show signs of the fact that they don't want any trouble, they make themselves smaller. I wonder if it's got something to do with that.
I mean, maybe it also has like a very gut feeling. Feels like a it's trying to be subordinate, or it's trying to, I mean, in a very human way, show respect or something, trying not to have an altercation.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
it didn't look like there was an altercation brewing, but it just looks like a
exactly.
nice companionable. I don't
Yeah,
think anyone's trying to diffuse anything. Maybe he's just a bit tired. Maybe have a little rest.
maybe. I mean, and his friend is now, oh, this feels very, this feels very kind of affectionate.
It's gentle and positive. There's no.
Yes.
I think this is buddies. I think this is pals. It looks
Yeah.
like to me, like gut reaction would say they're just like hanging out together. I don't think that was necessarily a submit. Oh, this now it's changing. But I don't think that was necessarily a submissive. Please
No,
don't hurt me. I think they're just relaxed buddies hanging out together. To be honest.
I also think so. And I mean, if any of you have male relatives, cousins, brothers, etc., you can know that very quickly it goes from relaxed to pushing and shoving. So it doesn't mean that there's any less love or affection. I still think, even though there was a bit of, you know, um, banging together their tusks there, I still think this is, I agree with you, it's a buddy buddy interaction.
Yeah, very companionable, very relaxed, very soft body
Yeah.
language. I think that's just two big boys very comfortable in their each other's company.
Oh, and I think I love that. And that is a fantastic way to end our time together. Rolling Trouble, you say woohoo. Old Donio. I don't like to pick favorites, but it's pretty up there. Pretty up there. Anyway, that's all our time together. In fact, we're over a couple minutes. Thank you so much for joining us for Wild Moments powered by explore.org. Thank you so much, Kelly. It's always a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you for having me, Trish. What a joy.
Thank you and goodbye for now. Enjoy your waffles, your coffee, your Mountain Dews, whatever else you are having. Enjoy and bye bye.